Really? There's no one at the lights. Why have they changed? Minute, Mr. Postman, way, Mr. Postman. Postman, look and see, oh yeah, a letter for me. Right then, let me go get some diesel. I'll leave you with the tunes. Well, we'll be getting a receipt for that. It's crashed. You know what? They've replaced these as the machines in the pumps with new ones, and they are absolute rubbish. That's a few times that happened. I'll be getting fuel and the app starts to update and then it crashes and I can't get my receipt. Kimberly Trini, good morning. Yeah, a little bit off and on. We'll see how we go. If it stays like this, then I'll just leave the phone on the dashboard indefinitely. But at least I'm a little ahead of the game today, which is good. Got a few minutes to play with. Nah, he had no intention of coming this morning, Kimberly. No, he's not here, Joe number 2. I'll be honest, we're not feeling 100%. I couldn't be arsed with him this morning as well. Couldn't be arsed pushing him to get out of bed. He never even came out from under the covers. He didn't want to go to work yesterday. He never wants to go to work when Hayley's there. Little idiot. And then, of course, he was so naughty yesterday as well. Culminating with a poo in the flats. Brilliant. I wish I had that choice, Kimberly. Where's my duvet day, Joe number 2? I never get one. She's alright. Nah, he's just a lazy, fat, black and white pig. Kimberly, he's just bone idle. Supposed to be a high level energy dog, but he's far from it. But trust me, I've told you, when Hayley's not there, he's a different goggy, completely different. He can't wait to get out of the house. And he's jumping around like an idiot and spinning round. He's an absolute fool. Right, I'll be back. Bless him. Bless him my arse, Mark Pickering. But to be honest, when he's not here, it allows me to get on with work without the hassle of waiting for him fannying around, you know what I mean? He gets far too much sympathy off you lot for his wicked behaviour. Naughty pooch. Right, let's keep going. Well, finally, the snot started to float. That's good. He's wicked. He's a wicked little boy, Kimberly. Wicked behaviour. I'd love to see Cesar Milan try something with him, because I'm telling you now, that dog's untrainable. If he don't want to do it, he won't do it. Hey, Misha. Good morning, buddy. I've had to restart about 50 times though, so that's annoying. I mean, if this continues, to stop it interrupting the live, I may have to chop the live down and start a bit later, just so we can try and keep it stable, because it's pissing me off big time. Right, I'll be back. Right, let's go. He's untrainable, darling. The frustrating thing with him is he knows when he's doing wrong. He knows he shouldn't be doing it, but he still does it. He's certainly better than my dog was in terms of staying with me, because I never used to see Jimmy. He'd disappear for the night. Let's just move some things around. Try and create a bit of space. Now my dog Jimmy, often I'd load up in the morning, I'd lock him in the van, in the float, I'd shut him in with the doors and he couldn't wait to get out, and more often than not, as soon as he got out and was out and about, often I wouldn't see him again for the rest of the night. You know, sometimes till I got home, he'd be out and about, he'd go see mum, he'd go see dad, he'd do his own thing, and it was like that for 10 years. I like to rehome him. He was a Jack Russell Joe number 2. He was amazing. I loved him. He was my little man. He was, again, like Walt, a little character, but when we had the accident with him and he got attacked by a giant poodle that bit a hole in his neck, I couldn't take him with me anymore. And work was just too difficult. The kids were small. You know, I was doing stupid hours still. My mid-30s, and I didn't have the time to walk him anymore. So what I did, I went down to a local charity shop, I put an ad in it, and the person next door offered to have him because they'd just recently lost a dog and they wanted company for the other dog that was left. So I went down there to see them and I said, listen, we'll go for a walk, see how they get on, and I said, if you want to keep him for a bit, keep him, but it's more important to me that he's happy. If there's any issues, I'll just take him back. And he seemed to get on with the other dog all right. The guy phoned me up after a few days. He said they're getting on like a house on fire, and that was it. He was rehomed, and I never actually had him in my company again. I saw him a few times in the window of the house because it was on my milk round. But yeah, he lived out the rest of his life with that family. But what a great little goggy he was. He wasn't arsed. Listen, this poodle bit a hole in his neck, right? I got him home and I had to take him to the vet. In the meantime, he ran in the house. The girl's mum had made me a bacon sandwich. Yeah, he nicked it and ate it. He wasn't arsed. Yeah, it was important to me that he went to the right home. If not, then I'll have him back. You know what I mean? He was an amazing little doggy. Right, here comes the shower. He was a massive character, Joe number 2. But I bought him for the girl that I was with at the time, but it became very clear early doors that really he was my dog, because he'd come to work with me, you know what I mean, and spend all his time with me. So I said to her, because she'd had a Jack Russell before in a previous relationship, and when that ended, she got rid of the dog, you know, and that was the last thing I wanted. I mean, eventually I got him rehomed, but you know, it wasn't because I couldn't be arsed with him, you know what I mean. So that's why he was my dog, and yeah, I still think about him a lot today. Yeah, it was a giant poodle, Mary. It was his fault. Now what happened was, we got back from work and I'd literally just put the key in the door and unlocked it, and he turned his head and legged it. So I thought, oh God, and I heard him barking. I was shouting him, Jimmy, get it! And as I legged it down the road round the corner, this poodle had got hold of him. I know the guy. He still lives near us. And so I got in there. I was trying to get this poodle off him. The guy had sort of fallen over backwards and he was crying. He was as useful as a chocolate teapot. And this thing had bit Jimmy, but he'd got the collar and he was strangling him. So I got my hands in there to try and undo Jimmy's collar. Jimmy mistook me for the dog, so I got bit. He drew blood on me, you know. And thankfully, you know, other than the big hole in his neck, I got them apart eventually. And then I legged it up home with him. And then, of course, I had to go to the vet. And it cost me 120 quid to get him stitched up. But yeah, in fact, I think it was when I brought him back from the vet, that's when he nicked me bacon sandwich. He wasn't asked, little git. And I just felt that after that happened, I couldn't trust him, because obviously I didn't walk him by lead. You know, he was on his own all night. He'd stay with me sometimes, other nights I wouldn't see him, you know. And I thought, it's not safe, I can't risk taking him out. So it wasn't their fault, Joe number 2. You know, Jimmy was off lead. He smelt this dog. He legged it down the road. He started. It wasn't the poodle's fault at all. So there's no way I was gonna, you know, say you need to pay for that. You know, it was my fault. I should have got him in the house. And in the end, that incident cost me my dog, because I had to get him rehomed. On the plus side, I didn't have the trauma of having to go through his passing. No, not really, Mary, no. We don't even have to have a license to have a dog anymore, which you used to donkeys years ago. But as I say, it was my fault. I should have picked him up. I couldn't have predicted that he'd know another goggy was there, but I should have picked him up and took him in. It was all a very unfortunate incident, shall we say. Yeah, you used to have a dog license years and years ago. You don't anymore. But yeah, I love that dog to death. I was very sad to see him go. I just didn't have the time for him. Outside of work, I didn't have the time to take him for walks. You know what I mean? Never knew what, Joe number 2. On the radio. Yeah, there was another occasion where he stole my bacon sandwich. Yeah, a lot of years ago was Joe number 2. Basically, my mum had come round and she loved him to death. She loved Jimmy. And she had this dog biscuit in the shape of a bone, and she'd snapped it in half and she was going to give it him, but he took it upon himself to run round behind her, snatch it out of her hand, swallow it whole, and you could see this thing sticking out from his stomach. And have you ever seen those fainting goats? The goats where you go boo and they faint. Have you ever seen that? Well, basically what happened was he swallowed this thing whole. It was sticking out of him. His legs stiffened and he just collapsed on his side, and my mum was beside herself and she thought she'd killed him. Anyway, I grabbed hold of him and I was tapping him on the side and whatnot, and thankfully he came around and he was fine, because then again he legged it in the house and he robbed me bacon sandwich. So yeah, asshole. Right, let's have a look at the book, hang on. You know what, Alan? I tried to ignore it. I pulled up to that junction before and it just stopped on the main road and flashed me a couple of times. I was just waiting for it to go past, because obviously I'm talking to you guys, and yeah, old Bill. You know what, Mark? I've got to be honest. The fact that he swallowed a whole dog biscuit that made him pass out and nearly killed him, that doesn't make him the sharpest tool in the box. I don't think he did it to steal my sandwich, but he was a little opportunist, the git. Now, it was the same vehicle as earlier, Al. They're just doing their rounds. Right, I'll be back. I'd probably be the only one that's out all night, you know. They are very understaffed of a night time, I know that for a fact. Not being funny. When you're on the main carriageway and you're that close to a junction, it's very bad driving to just stop and flash somebody out. Yeah, it's his mate, Joe number 2. Yeah, they've got a big area to cover. You don't see many police cars at night time, not round here. But yeah, very poor driving to stop on the main road and flash me out. Just go past and, you know, mind your own business. Or park up a bit further down the road, you know, if you're that arsed about what I'm doing, which clearly they weren't. You guys know that I'm a honest, hard-working, grafting, tax-paying citizen. Where I stopped just there, then the policeman went past me. I got pulled there one morning by 2 policemen. What are you doing? Like, I'm the milkman, I'm just delivering milk. I said, my van's broken down, the chassis collapsed, and I'm having to work in the car. And you know what? They desperately tried to do me for it. They didn't know what the crack was because I was delivering, and you're supposed to have business insurance. Now, I do have insurance for business use because I'm not a stupid man. And they had to check with their sergeant back at the station, and he said, no, the stuff that's on there it belongs to him, so you can't do him for it. But they were that desperate to try and get me for something. One of them, he went all around the car to check the tyres. I'm thinking, are you kidding me? I'm out here grafting in a vehicle not designed for the job because my other one's collapsed, and you're desperately trying to do me for something. Get alive. Unbelievable. Now, I don't like to call the police because it's a tough job. I wouldn't want to do it. And when the shit hits the fan, who you gonna call? You call the police, you know, and the majority of them do a good job, but there was no need for that. No need at all. They didn't know what the crack was, whether they could do me or not. They had to phone the station to find out. And the sergeant basically said, well, the stuff on the back of the car isn't paid for, so it belongs to him. So, you know, you can't do him for not having insurance. But fortunately, I had business insurance anyway. What do you mean, Alan? They weren't driving. They phoned up about me once they'd stopped me, yeah? One was on the phone to the Sarge, while the other one was trying to do his biggest, bestest hard man intimidation impression. I've seen them speed as well, Alan. You know, they're above the law, aren't they, when they're working, I guess. And I said to him, I hope I'm not going to get done for this. I said, the reason I took out business insurance was for this eventuality if something happened and I had to use the car, you know what I mean? And the other one came up to me, the other one was really nice. He said, yeah, because the stuff on the car, you know, belongs to you and it's not like you're a postman, he says, you're fine, you're insured, you're covered. It's not a job that I want to do, Joe number 2, but when you can see someone's grafting, you know, my own business and I'm grafting away, you know, the van's broken down, I'm working out of a car, come on. Don't be looking to try and do me for no insurance, because even if I'd had no business insurance, I still was insured anyway, even though that wouldn't have covered me, you know what I mean? I just thought it was a bit of overkill on their behaviour. Well, I'm glad the life's settled, but I've got a feeling once I go over the hill, I'm going to lose you and I'll have to restart again for the last bit. Because what I will do is run the live up until 4 o'clock until I go off TikTok. God knows, really a golden star for trying to do a milkman doing his job. But like I say, because they couldn't do me for the no insurance, and I think this Herbert realised it, he wanted to inspect the car, you know, and go round, check all the tyres, and just try and be intimidating, you know what I mean? Make you think that you've done something wrong when, you know, I'm perfectly legal, I'm taxed, I'm insured, I'm MOT'd. Oi oi, Snellster, welcome in, buddy. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have much to do with the police whilst I'm working. Some of them, Mark, they get the sheriff's badge, don't they, and they think they're it, you know what I mean? I'm all good, Snellster, all good in the hood, buddy. The power trip goes to their head. More than likely bullied at school, you know what I mean? There's usually more than one Joe number 2, but they get put in a position of power and they don't know any other way to act than to abuse that position of power, you know. Now I'm talking about when I got stopped by police when I was working in the car, Snellster, and they were desperately trying to do me for something, but couldn't. I'm guessing that guy that about a year and a half ago, Snellster, I'm guessing that guy that I had the altercation with the other week, you know, he was probably bullied as a kid. If he does have a job on the door or a security, you know, that little bit of power has gone to his head, seems to think he can use it outside of work as well, you know what I mean? Exactly, the little sheriff's badge and Joe number 2. He's probably got a small Haribo as well, you know what I mean? Trying to make up for it in other ways. Right, let's go. Yeah, some men have a chip on the shoulder if the for certain reasons, shall we say. They feel like they have to act more manly because they're missing an inch or two. It's a shame it's like that. I've seen what it looks like now, Snelster. But you do get used to it. Plus, you can put it on the TV as well if you need to, so it'll be a bit bigger. Is that right, Joe number 2? Yeah, there's a lot of men like that. I had a chip on my shoulder for a long time for a certain reason, and it made me behave in a certain manner. And once I'd had children, it changed me a lot. Plus, I'm someone that struggles with emotion. I'm a very cold person. I can't help it. It doesn't mean that I'm not loving, because Hayley will tell you that I am. But I'm a very cold, emotionless kind of person. It's one thing I don't like about me, and it's something I can't change. It's how I am. As much as I'm caring, on the flip side of that, there's a lot of things where I don't care, which probably is why I'm good at doing this, and I'm not bothered by things, you know. Brilliant, Leonie. It is Snelster when it works. Here's lost Joe number 2. You know, at the end of the day, he will only alienate that child. But you as a parent, the other parent, you've got to rise above it. And, you know, as tempted as it is to be an asshole, just never use the kid. And then that way you can always have the moral high ground and say, well, you had the option. You chose not to. More fool you, dickhead. Right, let's get this last one done, and then we'll probably lose the internet over the hill. We'll see how we go. Right, let's have a look in the book. Right, let's go get this done. Fingers crossed the internet will stay with us. Just keep jibber jabbering, guys, in the chat. And then once I know no more comments are coming, I'll know I'm gonna have to restart. Well, eventually, Joe number 2, it'll be too late. And it sounds like your ex is shooting himself in the foot. Why would you not want your kid or spend time, you know, just because the relationship ended? It's just stupid. Usually when I go over the hill here, Snelster, I have problems, but just keep chatting. And I'll know if the chat stopped. I've got to restart. I'm going to be on here for another 25 minutes yet. You know, when I split up with the girl's mum, I dedicated my life to them for 2 years before I even thought about dating. I need to just sort myself out, sort the house out and whatnot. And then I was ready. I started internet dating. Exactly, Joe number 2. You know, I'm always one that's impartial. Before I would ever make any kind of judgment on anyone's situation, I always need 2 sides of the story, because more often than not, one of the parties will slag the other one off. And to be honest, with my relationship breakdown with my girl's mum, ultimately she was the one that caused it, but you know, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, and I was an arsehole. There's lots of things that I did wrong, and I told Hayley all about this when we first met. You know, it wasn't just her. You know, she's not a bad person at all. She just wasn't right for me. But I was a dickhead. I didn't do right by her in certain respects. I never cheated on her, nothing like that. I don't do that. But you know, ultimately she was the reason we split. But you know, I had just as much to do with the relationship failing. Put it that way. Now, it'd hang on, Snelster, it'd just lag and freeze. TikTok hangs on a lot longer to the internet than Twitch does. Twitch is pretty quick to go, no, that's it, forget it. But TikTok holds on a lot longer. But I'm glad, because it means the live's uninterrupted and we can get cracking and get finished, because I'll carry on till 4 o'clock on this, rather than stop in 5 minutes. Exactly, Mark, exactly. And I'll put my hands up to that. When I spoke to Hayley about it when we first met, I said, you know, it's not a case of I don't blame her for doing what she did, but there's lots of things that led up to that, you know. It certainly is, Joe number 2, you're dead right. Alright, let's go. It's a bit more hard to present, Snelster, but it's not too bad with the landscape. It is Joe number 2, you're dead right. I don't know about too dark, some of it's just pathetic, and all the battles and stuff, nah, it's not for me. All I want to do is just be able to present my life. That's it, and be left alone. You know, we've built up a good following that like to come in every day. I just want to be left alone in the corner of TikTok to get on with my thing. I'm not interested in all the other shit that goes on TikTok. I just want to do my life. We're not ruled by numbers. Money isn't our god. We just want to go live and be left alone and have the people that want to come on and watch it be left alone and the live to be left alone. It's, you know what I mean? That's all I want, but TikTok won't protect us, like I've explained many times. Not yet, Snelster, no. One, I think, that I had to block. But I can't remember what they did. Oh, no, I think it was someone spamming saying, oh, we can promote you, get you more viewers and followers. I'm all right, mate, I'll do that myself. Not paying no one to do anything like that, thank you very much. we've done the lives for all this time. We've built up a big account. Enjoy speaking to the people that have been nice enough to follow us and come in and support, without the other bollocks that surround it by people that aren't interested and don't want to support. You know what I mean? You know, if that's what you want, fuck off somewhere else. Leave us alone. All right, Snowstar, I'll be on there in 17 minutes, buddy. We'll see you there, man. Right, the rain stopped a bit. Let's take you with me. I don't understand the idiots that go on there that just want to cause misery and upset and be a nuisance and try and, you know, throw a spanner in the wheel. It's took us a good while to build it and build it safe, Joe number 2. And if you've noticed, and I've said it a lot of times, if you notice on the morning live, don't get much crap off trolls in the chat. It's the silent reporters. Because they finally realised that we're not asked. They can't argue with us, they can't offend us, they can't upset us. So they've kind of given up. So they try and mess things up another way, you know. Thank you, Leonie. A lot of people's behaviours for views. I'm not like that, Mark. You know, every view I value, every view I've earned. I take nobody for granted, and I don't do stupid things to get views. Thank you, Joe. They don't know Big Al. They do this to so many people you wouldn't believe. And until TikTok do something about it, as creators, we're powerless to stop it. You know, hitting the block button is not good enough. It's not getting rid of these people. There should be stricter measures. But it is what it is. Don't hate the player, hate the game. It won't stop us going live, never. I'll stop going live when I want to. It has Misha, but I'm changing it back today, so the tests are over. I think we have come up with a few conclusions. So, again, we're going to open things up and see what happens. You know it, darling. I'll stop going live when I want to. And I've always said this, you know, in the early days when we made all the other accounts, I used to say out on the live, nobody will stop me going live. I'll just keep bouncing back off another account. I don't care. Exactly, darling. We've got another persistent little arsehole that we were dubious about, gave it the benefit of the doubt, and then it turns out that it kind of revealed itself last night, and our dubiousness was proved, so it has now gone from everything. But it's just a joke that when people have offended you, you don't want them to watch you, don't want them to be part of your community, they won't let it go. You know, if I offend someone and they tell me to F off or go away, I'm gone. I don't need telling twice because I know I've done wrong. And the reason they won't, darling, is because TikTok won't put a stop to it. They make it too easy for these people. It is, it's ridiculously weird. And then these people, they turn into like opposing fans of a football team that will watch their most hated team in the hope that it will fail. Only these people are able to do things that can affect what we're doing, which is annoying. And it shouldn't be like that. We won't, Kimberly. With a lot of people, Joe number 2, but not for me. I see people's faces. I don't see gifts and pound signs. I see people's faces and hard-earned money being given away. Exactly, Al. And this is what I don't get. If someone didn't want me, I'd just go, I'd move on. Too many big mouths with too many opinions on this app as well, that can't just scroll on without telling you they can't stand you. I'm not interested. Who are you? You know, you're a stranger on my screen. Who are you? You don't actually know me, and if you don't like me, just scroll on, go away. Exactly, darling. But we'll deal with it. Because TikTok don't take care of it, Mary. Right, I'll be back. We might have an internet problem here. We'll see how we go. Right, just doing a quick juggle. Right, that's a bit better. The thing is, the fact that we can't defend ourselves against the report button is very frustrating. And not only that, with the argument that I had with TikTok, they would not reveal to me who's doing it because it's an anonymous report, although they know. But they also know that I'm not doing anything wrong. And I feel the anonymous reporting should be taken away because it's not fair that TikTok acts immediately and fucks the live up because of that. We can't protect ourselves. We can't defend ourselves against it, you know? It will, Haley Cave, definitely. And this is why I say we're not protected. You know, TikTok is harsh enough as it is, and the algorithm makes it so hard to break through and be popular. They don't need, number one, anonymous reporting, and number two, to be doing something about it when those false anonymous reports are going in straight away. You know, it's a joke. Exactly, Al. And we're not allowed to defend ourselves because then we get done for bullying and harassment. This is why I had to change my style in how I dealt with trolls, you know? TikTok never takes into consideration the bullying and the harassment that we get. You know what I mean? And the nasty comments that people say that have said about dead babies and Hayley's mother and stuff like that, and death threats. You know, we've reported those accounts and no action's been taken, no violation found when people have said things like that. That's the way it's gonna have to go, Mark, sadly. But we're not big enough for that. we shouldn't have to be charging our followers to watch our lives to make sure that we're protected from the assholes. It's a twisted app, Hayley Kate. I don't blame the people, I blame the app. It's the app that should be sorting this out. TikTok should be sorting it out, but they don't care. It's win-win for them. The gifters get gifted, they get hundreds, thousands of subs. Doesn't affect the big ones, but the little fish like us, it does. No, we don't have mods, Mary. The reason being is they don't know what they're doing. People you find are up your ass, right? They brown nose. They'll say anything, you know, to try and make you their friend. But they haven't got a clue what to do as far as modding's concerned. Trust me, no one knows like Hayley knows. And she goes above and beyond. And she'll go off the app for the modding as well. And you don't want to know. It's not a case of just block and mute. You know what I mean? There's a lot more to it than that. And it's not just that, it's a trust issue. Like I've said when people have come on and go, can I be a mod? And then I'm funny with them, I say, well, no. Why would I make a complete stranger that I've never spoken to before a mod on my live and have them have access to our account that has over 30,000 followers? Why would I do that? No chance. And then sometimes when mods get sacked, before they get taken off mod, they'll go and unblock all the block lists. Seen that happen before as well. So no, I don't want mods. We never have. Don't want mods, don't need them. They don't know what they're doing. The only mod I want behind me, she's sat there now watching, and she's the only person I trust. And she does an amazing job. You know, this girl stays up all night watching me sometimes to mod these lives, and a lot of people forget that and just see me as the liver. You know, it's not, we're a team. She's there a lot of time in the background, trust me. When she could be sleeping. No, I won't mod any favourite. There won't be any mods. Simple as that. Made that mistake before, and we've had one hunters down until a few months ago. With ropey accounts trying to cause problems in the background, and Hayley caught her out. Just jealous and bitter, because when she used to go live and have her nasty flappy boobies hanging out, yep, no one was asked, no one was interested, she couldn't get no one in. Sees us doing well, gets jealous, yeah? Didn't do the modding for months and months, turned up once she realised we got quite big on TikTok, started throwing her weight around, yeah, got took off mod immediately. And then kept harassing in the background until we caught her for ages. One of her lives, and she was talking to someone that Hayley knew. She was lying there on the side on the bed with her bangers hanging out, you know what I mean? That's the bad way to TikTok. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's certainly not going to get you the right people watching you live. But like all the other trolls, she was stupid, and eventually Hayley caught her and called her out. No, it wasn't that one, Kimberly, no. But you see, you haven't done the research that I've done, Mary. I know what modding does to the live, you don't. And it's not always positive. And it can just be as negative as a troll. Right, let's have a quick look at the book. You don't remember that mod. It wasn't Elaine, Lynn. It was way before Elaine. Right then guys, I'm going to end the live. And I'm going to get on TikTok. And I shall see you guys in the rolling mo, okay? See you in 1 minute. Take care guys, bye bye. I forgot what time it was. See you in a minute.